rappers. If I send the dressers, they gon' come in straight.
What it is, it's your boys, Deuce, Teddy, and LaQuill, reporting with the facts, opinions, and BS straight from the top of the key. What's good?
What's up, my brother?
Chilling.
How you living, man?
Look, living good, ready for Monday. You know what Monday finna bring? Monday finna bring that game 7. So that's, many people doubted them boys,
Hey.
So I told you I like to welcome back to St. Louis Celtics, baby. Yeah.
Hey, I told you, hey, when it first happened, when they first lost that game, when I said, oh, we got to go Boston, Miami, Boston.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all might want to clamp down a little bit, and they don't seem to be able to clamp down. They don't seem to be able to shut these boys out. So
Yeah. So hey, let's go on there and get started. We're gonna take a brief hiatus from that beautiful series we got in the Eastern Conference Finals. And we're gonna go ahead and talk about what happened in the West. So we know what happened in the West. The Nuggets swept the Lakers. Mm-hmm. So I got a question. Did this playoff run hurt or help LeBron James' legacy?
I don't see a scenario where it hurt him at all. Okay. At 38, watching how LeBron played as opposed to how his team played, as opposed to the matchup that was ahead of you and where you are in age and career, 20 years in the NBA, I don't think that it hurt him at all, because this was the one series where we were like, if LeBron doing all of that, that's the most he can give you. It was other series we was like, dang, LeBron, you need to do a little more. Like, you could, where is that, LeBron? Where you at? Why ain't you showing up in this Dallas series? Where you at, Brian? Now we like, man, Brian giving you everything he can give you right now. You know what I mean? We looking like, bro, hey, Brian out there hooping. So I don't think it hurt from that perspective of us knowing what he has done and what we're looking at as a 30-year-old man right now.
Okay.
Even though he didn't get to the promised land, he lost, he got swept. It's like, there's a lot of little things in there, but nah.
I was definitely going to say, you don't think him getting swept kind of like puts a damper, because he already got an ugly like playoff run, finals run, because he's negative.
But that's his negative finals run is a negative finals run. His playoff run means that he ran through the East.
Yeah.
All the times he got to the finals.
But when you enter the discussion as the GOAT, when that's
the reason. That's the reason that I'm having a career discussion and not a GOAT discussion.
Yeah.
Does it dampen his career?
No, I said the legacy.
Does it dampen his legacy? No, it doesn't, because there's only one person's legacy you try to put above his, which means there are 30,000 NBA players whose legacy he's better.
Yeah, so I think once you enter the conversation of who is the overall GOAT, I think it definitely it doesn't do him. It doesn't do any favors for him getting swept in the playoffs.
But that's only because he's relevant right now, and that's only because at 38 we're still having the conversation.
Yeah, but 25,
at 25 there was no more conversation. About 27, 28, there was no more conversation on whether
Jordan in his 20s, but in his 20s and his early 30s, he was still losing in the finals. So I'm just saying we can't use that as a crutch, because he's still out there playing amazing ball. Having better careers. He got better season numbers than these young guys.
But he has better season number than any 38-year-old player that ever played at 38.
And I'm gonna say he got better season numbers than some of these young guys.
And a lot better than most of the NBA.
The majority, not most.
The majority of the NBA, he's still one of the better players. Yeah.
Easy top 20 player. And if we really want to get into it, if you take away his inability to stay on the court as he entered these, older years of age, if you don't factor that piece in, then I think you can argue he's in the top 10. I think even with his durability, wavering, you could still argue top 10 player in the league. But when I say you entertain, when you get into the GOAT conversation, it puts him a step behind. It does push him back. It don't put him a step closer to Jordan. Like I said from the beginning, had he did this and then overcame the Nuggets, that definitely would have been one of his tougher runs, because we're gonna ignore the fact that the Grizzlies were depleted. We're gonna ignore the fact that the Warriors, because you still got one of those historic rivalries going head to head. So even though the Warriors were divided, you still had the LeGoat and LeBron James and the Chef Curry. You know what I'm saying? You still had them on the court doing their thing. So and then to go against two-time reigning MVP. Well, he didn't get the MVP this year, but two-time, former MVP, could have been three-time MVP, MVP of the Western Conference Finals. He put in that work to go and defeat those odds against a legitimate team. Man, that's one hell of an argument that you can make, because you don't like to say Jordan really faced anybody going through, the East at the time. You don't like to give him credit. So
I don't like to give Jordan no credit on who he faced. We talk about the big man, and we don't talk about the shooting guards of Jordan era. We don't talk about the wing players of Jordan era. We talk about Karl Malone. We talk about Patrick Ewing. We talk about Jordan and Pippen. Yeah, but John Stockton wasn't no real wing. Gary Payton was a small point guard wing.
What's crazy, John Stockton lead NBA history in most steals. So he playing some type of defense.
But he was also playing against a bunch of point guards who were setup men. I don't think he would have had that. I guess in this NBA, a lot of point guards do turn the ball over a lot. So, I think back then, a lot of those point guards may have taken care of the ball more, but it was always a pass to the big. So yeah, he did lead the league in steals a lot of years. He did. So
he didn't.
That is another thing.
Still leads the league in steals.
Most steals all the time. Yeah. So
yeah, he does. So, but no, I say that definitely he'll get it swept. I mean, it didn't do him any good. He's still gonna be in the argument for the GOAT. He's still gonna be in the argument. Definitely the best player of all time. However, when you talk about somebody that's right there on his coattail, not for all of his individual accolades, because LeBron James has a lot of things where he's number one in. Most steps, most breaths taken in the first quarter. They keep all these stats for LeBron James, so he'd be number one in everything, right? But Chef Curry right there.
He right there, yeah.
So if Chef Curry's able to get a fifth ring before LeBron James, it got you scratching your head like,
yeah.
I don't think it means he's the GOAT.
Especially when you're talking about a 2003 draft and a 2009 draft too.
Yeah. But one, you got to acknowledge.
And you're talking about the beginning of my career, the end of your career, you're taking something off, which means that in your prime, you were that guy. I took 3 years in college and got hurt my first 2 years in the NBA.
Yeah. Yeah.
Me at 24 or 25 was wondering how the hell I was just going to take a minimal contract. And this is the reason the Warriors became the dynasty, because I was coming off of 2 injuries and had to take a minimum contract. Not a minimum, but not the contract. Yeah, I couldn't get the max. So part of Steph Curry's setbacks is what even helped make the dynasty what it was. But Steph, even with all those setbacks, got to where he at. We talking about his career didn't really start to 2013, 14, coming off 2-year-long or damn near year-long foot injuries. So you're talking about from 2003 to 2012, 13, you had a point to get all the rings and everything you needed. You bet it, because soon Steph came.
Wreaking havoc.
It's over with.
Wreaking havoc.
Been over with since.
So, let's see. All right, let's focus in on these head coaches. Okay. It's a lot of stuff going on. You got teams like the Rockets, the Raptors, the Bucks, the Suns, the 76ers, the Pistons, and potentially Boston, right? So with the Rockets, we know they closed in an Ime Udoka. He finna go ahead and get with them young boys and make some magic happen on Houston. Potentially sway James Harden to come his way. That would be interesting. But even if he doesn't, we know he know how to make magic with a young roster.
And
The
these Celtics
Raptors,
trying to.
the Raptors, okay, they still interviewing, but the finalists they got is Steve Nash, JJ Redick, Monty Williams. So when I'm looking at that, I never thought Steve Nash should have gotten that job for the Nets. And it's no slight to him, but I think like you, how you felt about JJ Redick when I mentioned him going, in a running for a head coach, there were a lot of more qualified people and deserving people for the head coach job. So seeing a Monty Williams go there, seeing what he did with the Suns culture, I think it may keep them from really entering or going deep into the rebuild phase. Because it wouldn't shock me if they just dismantle that team at this point. It wouldn't shock me.
Yeah. My pick would be Monty Williams. Obviously, I know what he can do as a head coach.
Yeah.
Steve Nash is always interesting the way Steve Kerr was interesting to me because of the umbrella that they come from.
Mm-hmm.
Just like James Harden would be interesting to me if he was a head coach because he comes from the Mike D'Antoni system.
Yeah.
So coming from that Mike D'Antoni system, the way that Steve Nash came from it, in my opinion, your offense should be potent.
Yeah.
Because Steve Kerr got to sit 5 years on the Spurs bench, but he got to sit 5 years on the Spurs, not when they were running two big sets, but when they were leading the league in assists every year.
Mm-hmm.
When they were going back to the finals and playing against LeBron every year. When it was a kick, where Tim Duncan, it wasn't a lead. Tim Duncan was averaging 3 or 4 more assists because he was playing at center. He was playing Jokic now because he was older now. He was being Jokic and Draymond, averaging 2 or 3 more assists than he always averaged. Because y'all still have the threat that I'm Tim Duncan.
Yeah.
Duck it off her, duck it off third. Boris Diaw too, duck it off her.
Boris, that was my dude.
So coming into these, watching him come to the Warriors and be like, take that Mark Jackson system, and now we lead the league in assists every year. Because we got the Draymond and the Steph. You got the two up. You got 2 point guards now.
Yeah.
So now when you see that, Steve Nash, your offense should be way better than what you displayed in the Nets. I don't like Steve Nash as a head coach.
Nope. And honestly, I'm taking JJ Redick over Steve Nash.
I'm taking JJ over him, even though he got the experience.
JJ, you can't call that experience. JJ Redick, he's real. And I am intrigued to see how real can you be as a head coach. JJ Redick is gonna call a spade a spade. That's how I see him. So I want to see you in that capacity. Are you gonna be political? Or you gonna be JJ Redick? I want to see. So if Monty Williams doesn't get that job,
I want JJ to get it.
Else, I want to see JJ.
I personally want JJ to get it too because I watch a lot of JJ Redick takes, and he's very educated as far as talking basketball. He's a former player that ain't 10, 20 years removed like some of these other players come. Now I just in the league. I know exactly where everything look. Y'all still got the same buildings, bro. Like what you talking about? Like
we need to no cap. We need to try to see if we can get an appearance from JJ. Or we try to be on his.
In the podcast.
Oh yeah. Sit down with some real ones, JJ. Sit down with some real ones, bro. Some real outsiders. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with Monty Williams 1, JJ 2, and then Steve Nash. I don't even know why they interviewing Steve Nash for coaching position. They're like, I mean, I get it, but
look, go back to the Warriors locker room and be a trainer, shooting coach.
Yeah, bro, you got so much other stuff you can do or you can be good at.
You can go work with soccer. All right, so next we got the Bucks. The Bucks are set to hire Adrian Griffin, longtime Raptors assistant coach. That's big ups Adrian Griffin to the Bucks. Mm-hmm. I don't really know if that's going to save the inevitability of the
Of
things
Giannis
that's going.
leaving.
It ain't even just Giannis. It's Giannis. It's Portis. It's Brook Lopez. It's can you savor the relationship with Jay Crowder? It's Chris Middleton. It's so much stuff going on that team. I don't know if you can savor that roster because you got Bobby Portis unfollowing Giannis, and it could just be like we've seen this before in the NFL where you got important people unfollowed and they stayed on the team. You could just need a hiatus. So we never know. But big ups to him. Congratulations. Really eager to see what you do with that opportunity.
Yeah.
We can go on to the Suns. The Suns are still interviewing their finalists, Nick Nurse, Kenny Atkinson. Ain't he with us, ain't he? I think he with us.
I was about to say, ain't he a assistant? He might be one of our assistant coaches.
Yeah, bro. We always be getting rid of our damn assistant coaches. Who else they got? Doc Rivers and Frank
Nick
Vogel.
Nurse is the old coach for the Raptors. Okay.
Yeah. Nick Nurse, Kenny Atkinson, Mike D'Antoni. Hold on, sorry. Not Mike D'Antoni. Frank Vogel, Bill Simmons, and Doc Rivers. So looking at that,
Doc out. Doc should take a couple years off from being. They should really. Doc out. Doc's out. Doc's last on the list.
No Doc, because he's had some amazing teams but you can't.
Bill Simmons, I'm gonna put him right above Doc because I don't know who he is, but Doc's last.
You don't know Bill Simmons.
Doc's last. I don't even need to know who Bill Simmons is. Doc's last.
Frank Vogel.
Frank Vogel, I'm gonna put above that because I know who he is. I know what he do. But my top two are gonna be Kenny and Nick. Nick because the Suns. Nick has played and learned how to make the whole team good, and the Suns got two guys. So he needs to come in and make the whole team good.
But I really think the Suns are about to get exposed for that trade.
Yeah.
You bring in this new coach.
82 games? Oh, yeah. It's gonna be a long season for them.
Y'all about to, because you gave up automatic offense, consistent offense, a real deal every game X factor in both of them, and you gave up perimeter defense. And we know we've said for years before we even talked about doing a podcast, the three position is one of the most, if not the most important positions in basketball because of where you are. You are in the middle. You are in the middle. You are very important. You guard. You're a bigger perimeter player. Sometimes
was that our era? Was the three position our era the way the two position was the era before us?
I mean, when you
and
think
the way
about
that now
Carmelo,
the four,
but
well,
you
now
think
Melo
about
a four.
Yeah, but Melo was a three. LeBron was a three.
This was our era. Yeah. All of them old, and now it's the four. Giannis in the five, the 4 or 5 position.
I'm still rocking with the three because I'm still, regardless where you want to. We're in the league where I can put my three at the 4. That's why I was getting at, because the three gonna be on the perimeter, but the three can also flirt with that the backcourt, right? So
yeah, we can play some small ball, but that's all they play now.
we talk about it, right? So you put the 3. You see the Kawhi Leonard's at the 4. Sometimes
Jason
you might see him at
Tatum's.
the 5. The Jason Tatum's at the, but we know they are 3s. We know they are 3s.
Right.
So Jimmy Butler, I mean, he really could run 2. Wouldn't be shocked to see him at the 3.
Listen, Adebayo runs the 5 sometimes, bro. He's 6'9". He runs their 4 and their 5. He never runs the 3. That's the thing. At 6'9", he never runs the 3. That's craziness to me. Yeah. Like you got Yurt 7 and Kevin Love. Y'all could go big,
bro. And they got Cody Zeller.
Y'all could go big for a game. Gabe Vincent, Jimmy Butler, Adebayo, because I feel like Adebayo with the production that Brown has been giving you, not much. I mean, it's cool, but on some ends, you watch Jason Tatum. I'm just gonna guard Butler. I'm just gonna guard Adebayo. I just guard their best 2 players sometimes. Like, Adebayo 6'9", Jamie Butler 6'7". I'm the same size as both of these niggas. Like, you know what I'm saying? I guard either one of them, and he'll take them out of their game One guy.
So,
Why not put your 7 out there and Kevin Love and Adebayo and then Jimmy and.
But look, Adebayo, remember, Aaron Gordon used to run the hell out of that 4. Now you kind of see Aaron Gordon in the 3 because they started to see like, hey, he can really run the 3. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really know how they slot him compared to MPJ. I don't really know how they slot them.
Bro,
I don't know.
Both of y'all just go shoot, bro. They don't have no positions over there. Yeah, we know our point. We know our center. Rest of y'all get open.
Yeah,
that's how they play.
So who are you picking for that Suns position?
I'm gonna go.
Nick Nurse.
I'm going Kenny. I know Nick. I know what Nick is going to do for the team. The strength in numbers aspect of it, because we don't need a superstar. We know how to win with just guys.
You going cool. Kenny?
I'm going Kenny because he knows how to play with superstars too.
I'm going to call me a hater, but I'm tired of seeing our people leave. Our organization. And then we get into a struggle. We hit a rut. And then you got a Mike Brown over there.
The coach of the year.
I can't do it.
Hey, if Kenny go to the what's he going? He going to the Sun. If Kenny go to the Sun and he get coach of the year, it's something in the soup that we should have fired. We should have fired Steve and just moved one guy. We could have moved one guy one seat over.
Or just keep the people.
Bro, if we take, I can't even do it like that. If it was 1 year later and the contract for Mike Brown was up this year, Mike Brown would probably be the head coach of the Warriors.
Yeah.
If it was 1 year later and his contract was up after what we just did in the playoffs, we might have got Mike Brown for a coach.
So now we're going to talk and say the 76ers. They are still interviewing. You got Nick Nurse, Monty Williams, Mike D'Antoni, Sam Cassell, Mike Budenholzer, and Frank Vogel. Who you going with?
I'm going with Sam.
You want to rock with Sam? I don't know.
I ain't never seen him coach, but listen, this is a personal favorite. Watching how Kenny Anderson talks about Sam Cassell and how Kenny Anderson said he won a championship. Him and big fella won a championship. And then the next year they draft Sam Cassell and he come in and he's like, bruh, I was the leading point guard. I was the starting point guard on the championship team, and they drafted a point guard, and he came in, and I just knew, like, bro, my position is gone.
Yeah.
So I love Sam Cassell. I love his smarts. I love how ugly he is. I love it. I love Sam Cassell.
I love Sam, bro. Don't let nobody call you Sam Cassell. Them fighting words. But when I look at that, I'm really like, I feel you, but I'm really looking at Mike D'Antoni because the best PJ Tucker you knew.
And the best. Yeah, the reason, if the 76ers want to keep James Harden, they hire Mike D'Antoni. Now, in that, you might lose Embiid in a couple of years.
But y'all winning,
that little dynamic though, the process is over with.
But
trust the process. The process
has been going on 10 years.
Yeah, the process is over with.
But if y'all winning, especially if you go further and just humble yourself. Humble yourself. You and B, you were still. We were entertaining and beat on the Warriors. If we can entertain and beat on the Warriors, and B to be fine in the Mike D'Antoni system.
But I only entertain and beat on the Warriors because of how much Draymond Green touches the ball.
Yeah.
And all those touches that Draymond gets could be Embiid's touches. Now, is Embiid the playmaker Draymond is?
No.
Fuck no. Is Embiid the basketball mind that Draymond is?
No.
Fuck no. Embiid not even the fucking defender Draymond is. At 6'6", Draymond's a better defender, and you 7 foot tall. You might have the defender at the rim. Cool. You're 7'1". You better block a shot.
Yeah, you young. You block a shot.
Defender. Draymond's a better defender. Draymond's probably 4, 5, 6 years older than Embiid. Mm-hmm. And there's 3 categories that Embiid just can't fuck with him at all in his elder age after championship runs. You got to realize at 5 years, 6 years, going to the finals, going deep in the playoffs, playing in the playoffs, we didn't play the whole other season. Just playoff basketball. We didn't play a whole other season.
Yeah.
5 years going to the playoffs, we got to win 12 times just to get to the finals.
Yep.
5 times 12, we didn't play the whole nother season. We didn't play 60 games. LeBron played what? Did LeBron play 60 games this year?
No.
Nope. That's if we went and won every series, every game. We lost 2 or 3 games.
We went
sometimes.
to the finals every year.
So we went to the finals, and sometimes we was down 3. We went down 3-1 sometimes. So that means we played more than 60 games.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't play 80-something. We didn't play the whole other season, just playoff basketball.
The way he sweep everybody.
Draymond's a better defender than him, but Draymond can't score the ball, shoot the ball, get to the free throw line, draw the foul, even protect the rim. Like, there's just one aspect of defense that Embiid just can do better when he tries to.
Mm-hmm.
Because I seen a lot of plays where people just was landing up, and I seen some plays where Embiid went after that block and he looked like a monster.
Oh yeah, he met at the rim.
When he go Celtics. Get you at the rim, he can go get that thing.
Oh,
but it's a lot of times he just let it go, not interested.
So because
of that, I'm going a defensive coach for the 76ers. I like Mike D'Antoni because that's the only reason you're gonna keep Mike. But I'm going Budenholzer. I'm going Vogel.
So you're not going Sam Cassell.
I'm not. I want Sam Cassell because I like.
You want Sam Cassell, but you going.
I'm going Budenholzer or Vogel.
All right, bet. So then we got the Pistons. So they're still interviewing as well. They got a Charles Lee, a Kevin Ollie, a Josh Longstaff, and a Jaren Collins. So Monty Williams was in the mix. He was like, "Nah, I don't want that." A lot of people, they like, "Nah, I don't want to be any parts of that." Dwayne Casey was over there. He done elevated into the office. So now they find a new coach.
Are these people that's already on their coaching staff?
Nah. Someone like Charles Lee, I don't know who that is. I'll be honest with you.
I don't know who Charles Lee is. I can't really judge that. I just know that, because of your personnel and your team and everything. You talking Suns, you talking Kevin Durant, Giannis, and Embiid in the other 3 teams. And then you talking James Wiseman and a hurt point guard. I don't want to go coach them. I don't want to go coach them.
Look, I'm gonna say Jaren Collins, hey, you going to secure that job and let's see what you could do.
Yeah, Jaren Collins, go get you a check, go get you, Even though I heard somebody say being a head coach is the worst job in the world.
Cause you trying to tell people what to do.
That
make more money than you.
That make more money than you.
Yeah, Josh Longstaff coming from the Bucks.
That's cool, but I don't think the Bucks coaching staff is actually that good. To be honest, with the personnel that they had, their offense, as good as it was still not as great as it was. They relied too much on Giannis. Yeah, could have been. Yeah, they relied too much on one player.
So last, the Boston Celtics. So I put them on this list, right? And my question is, because I think that job was on the market, but did forcing the Game 7 after being down 0-3 in the Eastern Conference Finals, did that save his job?
That saved his job. Listen,
that job was on the market.
You already was on thin ice.
Yeah.
So listen, forcing the Game 7, I don't think that, to be honest, I think Joe Mazzulla would have probably got the responsibility of what was going on, even though he probably wasn't the reason for what was going on.
Yeah.
We looking at effort right now. We're looking at the better team giving effort, and they're just beating a team that they should have been beating all of a sudden anyway. It's like when your little brother try hard and you lose to your little brother in the game, and you're like, all right, bro, like, all right, play again. And then he beat you again because he trying hard, and you like,
yeah.
Okay, I'm about to fuck you up, little brother. Like, not only have I gotta beat you, I got 2 games over 17 points. 2 games getting beat by 17 or more. Like, I'm not gonna just beat you. I gotta show you that you ain't what you in your head thinking you are.
Yeah.
So when Jimmy said we definitely go win the next game, and they beat them, I don't care how you beat them. Good shit there, White.
Yeah.
Okay, Jimmy, show me what you made of. I love this. I love this drama.
So you say
he's one of my teams. I love it.
You say it saved him. I definitely think it saved him because I know when I talk to people out, you know what I'm saying, and just having common conversation, I'm like, oh yeah, he probably gonna be one of the quickest hire fire jobs you've seen. And then he forces Game 7. I said, oh yeah, he in there. He in there. So you kind of already started dancing with it. Let's go ahead and talk about this Game 6 recap. Celtics versus the Heat. And I say Celtics first because, of course, they were away.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you went with Game 6 and you said you think the Heat going to go ahead and wrap that up, right?
I said Celtics. Teddy said Heat.
Okay, Teddy said Heat. Teddy said
Heat.
Okay, so Teddy said the Heat. You say Celtics. You know I said Celtics. And I said if Celtics win this one, you know, they're going to be the St. Louis Celtics. And I'm watching Jason Tatum. I'm sitting there like, and they doubting this boy? And then the second half came and I'm like, but I hate when teams, and then I hate when they talk. I'm watching Jaylen Brown. Yeah, we were playing not to lose instead of to win. Bro, I've never been a professional athlete. I've heard that all through my years of being an athlete at whatever level I've been at, right? So, as a professional athlete, like, why is this a lesson you have to learn?
Because you go into a timeout, right? You go into a timeout and the coach say, all right, y'all, we got 4 minutes left. We not turning the ball over. We going to run this shot clock out every possession. JT, we don't need no shots before 15 seconds. You know what they do after that? They go out there and they start thinking now. For the last 4 minutes, when we kept it, they ain't scored in 3 minutes and 47 seconds. We up 10. We've been just hooping.
Yeah.
But when they took that time out because we hit that 3, now you want to come in here and coach.
And
now you saying take care of the ball, bring the ball. We don't need to go and push. You know what they coach telling them? We in desperation mode. Like, we gotta go.
We ain't got nothing to lose.
You taking you swinging the ball slow. Y'all doing this little dance. JT get it in, take a step in, and pass it back out when he had the layup. It's like, oh, y'all not trying to hoop no. Y'all not even hooping no more.
Because I'm looking at it and I'm like, they passed the ball to Derek White. And he sat there and held the ball until 10 seconds left on the shot clock. And I say, now what are you gonna do? Now you're gonna try to bust your ass to get a quality shot. Y'all gonna throw some bullshit. I'm watching JB just, like you say, gonna shoot him out the game, throwing up the 3. And I'm like, why y'all not attacking? You see what Jimmy Butler doing? Like, as a professional player, you should be able to learn on the spot. You see what he doing? I'm capable of doing that too. Let me do that too. Because Jimmy Butler, I told you. I said, bro, how many players go through the playoffs and just great. They never hit a slump. And ain't too many people. And he hit a slump in game 5. And I said he's due for another slump. I said that. And he was in a slump. They were talking about Bam Adebayo. Bam Adebayo had like at one point 10, 8, 6. I'm looking like, what are you talking about here? He may not be scoring, but he's balling, all around balling. Yeah. And you already know Bam Adebayo gonna get you at most 20 points. You know what I'm saying? So if he had 10 at that point, he's on track. And he finished with 11. But when I'm looking at Jimmy Butler, he had a bag in 5 for 21. Now, if you look at his numbers, 24, 11, 8, 1 steal on 2 turnovers. If you don't watch the game and you don't look at anything other than that, you like, oh, that's cool. But the precedence he has set for himself with the 40-point games, the 30-plus point games, and we gonna win this. Even if you don't look at anything else, you look at that and be like, oh, he only 24 and he lost. You like, oh man, Jimmy Butler, you got to give us more than that. Especially you getting Caleb Martin giving you 21 and 15. Bro, Caleb Martin gave you 21 and 15.
And Caleb Martin gonna give you that. He gonna give you close to that every game.
And then
nobody over there can guard him.
Vincent got to be a key factor. He came in 15 with 4 rebounds and a block. Then Struss came and gave you 10 points. Then off your bench, Duncan Robinson another 13. Because we was asking, can Duncan Robinson keep doing this, right? But when you look at the other side, and you just look, the Celtics 7 for 35 from 3, horrible. But they got 29 free throws, which potentially won in the game because the other team shot 29 free throws. The Celtics made 29 free throws. And that's what potentially wins them that game by 1. And when it comes down to it, I was so pissed at Al Horford for fouling Jimmy Butler on that shot, bro. Because I'm like, what are you doing? If he gonna take that shot and he gonna miss, bro, look, Just hands up. Make him make an amazing shot. Don't give him 3 points, bro. Because if you were going to foul him, you should have fouled him before he went into a shot and sent him to the line to tie the game. He makes all 3 free throws, and we at the other end. And honestly, this was going on in my mind. I'm like, the game not over. We got time. And when I see Marcus Smart shoot, I'm like, what the fuck you doing? And then I seen that ball going. I was like, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. That was crazy. And I've been there before. When I was overseas and we was hooping championships and all this shit, bro, we won a game like that. It was off a free throw, though. Dude, we down 1. Big dude, Carter, 6'4", missed the layup, got fouled. I'm like, bro, you should have dunked it, right? And we actually stole the ball, and he on the fast break got fouled. Boom, shoot the free throw, he missed. And I'm like, all right, tie the game. Shoot the next, and it's 0.4 seconds on the clock, bro. Missed the second free throw, and I'm just like, and when he did it, all I seen was his hand go up. Whoop, tip the ball in. We won the game. And of course, we don't have a replay center. We don't have replay center. We like,
that shit good, nigga.
Y'all better not play. Count it, because they did that to us before and didn't count the bucket. And they knew it, and they counted, but we won the championship, bro. That shit was crazy. And that was overtime already. So
that's tight. That's tight, nigga.
Hey, look, I've been there before. I've been there. So hey, Derek White and Eric Spoelstra, like, it fell to one place that would have hurt us. Did you not see Jason Tatum with his head at the rim on the other side? Had that ball went anywhere on that side, Jason Tatum was there.
JT had it too.
JT had it. That was just a Marcus Smart. You got the ball up and you allowed your team to make a play. Y'all won that game. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Because you got to find a way to keep it live in the second half, bro. You're not going to beat the Nuggets doing that. You cannot go Casper in the
neither
second
one
half.
of these teams that we're watching right now look like the Nuggets looked. I don't know if that's a testament to how bad the Lakers actually are or a testament to how good the Nuggets actually
but peep
are.
this. In that
Either
game,
way,
peep this. Good. In that game, Horford 0 for 2 from the 3. He's been that way this whole series for the most part. Jason Tatum 0 for 3. Now they 0 for 10 together. I mean 0 for 8, my bad. 0 for 8. So now they 0 for 10 together. Then Jaylen Brown 0 for 4 from the 3. So between them 3, they 0 for 14. I don't think they doing that in Boston, which leads us to our next piece, the Game 7 predictions. Boston. They doing that. Boston doing that. Now the Heat has won the house before. Them. Look, I don't care what status Gabe Vincent in. Okay? I don't care what status he in. Boston's winning that. They at home. We finna see JT. JT came and gave you 31, 12, and 5 with 1 to 2 blocks on the 3 turnovers. JT finna give you a game where he ain't shooting 8 for 22. Yeah. JT finna do that. JT finna do that. So you going with JT in that game too?
Listen, Game 7, the only way it happens is a catastrophic destruction of JT, where he just gives you 15.
Yeah.
And I don't see that happening.
And look, if you do that, JT, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna hit you up on Snapchat. I done hit you up on Snapchat before. Now, whether or not you read my message, because I remember when you was going against the Cavs in the East, and I said, bro, you don't want to see LeBron in the Game 7. And I'm watching you on this fast break. You was feeling it. You know, this was you was a lot younger. And you stopped and shot the ball. I wrote you on Snapchat, bro. No cap. I said, JT, when you watch film, I hope you understand you should have took it to his chest. And then the next time you seen the visit, now you see JT dunking on LeBron. I'm telling you. I'm being next time I'm gonna show y'all my snap. I'm gonna show you when I wrote JT. I'm not playing. I wrote his ass. I'll write your ass again. So but this leaves me with the last piece. If the Celtics are able to make history, being the first team to come back from an 0-3 deficit and win in the Game 7's conference finals, does that change or does that mean anything for the finals?
Nope. The Nuggets are winning this, but this is the Nuggets finals, bro. If the Boston Celtics win it, JT, I'm gonna get a JT jersey. If the Boston Celtics win it, I'm getting a JT jersey.
But look, I think it does because they're going against arguably the best coach in the NBA today.
and the best team that was in the fight, and the best team in the
No, I'm talking about the.
Hope you patch shit up with God, cause we gon' bless you. Let it burn, you gon' get it bad. These just my confession. Stay in traffic, can't get picked off like no shit and duck. Keep one in the tuck. Wife be mad, but bet she still gon' fuck. Don't speak